selected to be in a front row or something, man, you were out. So it was empowering to be next to your prime minister. That's how I felt. Because I felt more or less, here is a man or men, black men, since the 67, when your independence was when, 67?
No, 73.
73, who now are in control of these Bahama Islands. So therefore, they had the power to empower. So I felt more or less being here, I could teach people my art, you know, reproduce myself. Lo and behold, you know, you later learn that it is not really so. So when I look at today what is happening, I can only say I blame those who are in the forefront, because whatever laws there are that is to correct our children, we cannot remove. Remember, before we were integrated, we had beautiful homes, landscape, neighborhoods,
businesses in the community.
So what has happened? We, as black people, have relaxed the laws that we need to enforce, not the Caucasian laws.
Our own laws.
Our own laws are the same thing that our grandparents did for us.
From the ancestors.
From the ancestors. Why did we stop? So I thought more or less, in the name of Africa, the motherland, the African Congress, we could come together in our minds to see that when you go out to a lot of these gated communities, you don't see anyone riding motorcycles, and again I have said this before, with the wheels up, making so much noise that you can't even hear yourself. So what we ought to do is say to these young people, stop. I don't mind you riding, but you don't have to annoy everyone with that noise.
So, Brother Ali, you know, just cutting you at that point, you know, Mumia Abu Jamal, and Mumia Abu Jamal, all of you out there in this audience, Google his name, go and find out about him. He's a great critical scholar. He's in jail on death row. And he's one of the most profound analysts of what's going on today. And he says that our black leadership have gotten the power on the backs of suffering of poor black people. They were the mass movements that put them in power. You know, all the demonstrations, your wife and yourself put a couple of those black leaders in power as well when you were in the States. But when they come to power, they begin to act to serve the interests of the slave master. And the same way Al Jolson used to dress up in blackface and perform for the crowd, he says that our black politicians are just like characters in blackface who perform for the slave master rather than serving the interests of the people. And you know, Brother Ali, there's a saying, any leadership that will make you rely, I don't know who said this, it's one of the great black power leaders, but any leadership that will make you rely on another race for survival are traitors. They betraying you if they don't make you self-empowered. If they make you rely on your former slave master for survival, then they betrayed you as a people. So I see what you're saying, Brother Ali, but it takes a nation, it takes a village to get this thing right. And our people in the Bahamas, and I want your opinion on this, I think our people in the Bahamas, our people in Chicago, our people in Detroit, our people across the Americas, South America, Central America, our people in Africa, now need to go through a process where we begin to define what type of leadership we want as a people. You know, if our leadership is not getting it right, well, we get rid of them. I mean, Brother Ali, you know, the easiest thing to do is to walk away from a bad relationship. You know, it's something else I want to talk with you later on in the show, you know, this thing about marital rape. But if you're in a relationship with a woman, and or in cases a woman in a relationship with a man, it's not getting on, you walk away from it. And if the person, if the partner you with is no good, they're two-timing you, or they're doing things that are not right, you walk away from them and you get on with your life. And I think the Bahamian people need to have that attitude towards their leadership. You don't want to get to the point where you kill them. You get rid of them. You say, look, go on the side now. We have some younger people here, and what I'm looking for out of our Congress, Brother Ali, I'm looking for the young people. And here I'm talking to you guys out there. The generation that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 to 35. That generation, 18 to 35. I'm looking for you all to come forward. When Mr. Pinlan came back from law school, that's when they formed it. That's when he got in the PLP. And that's when they started to do serious business. There was no old man like me and Brother Ali. We need our young people to come forward. So I'm appealing tonight for the youth of this country. You hear Brother Ali complaining about y'all riding up on that motorbike. Really, I'm amazed by your skill. I want you to use that skill now to take over the country and help us reform this country. You know, sit down with your brothers and figure out how you're going to make that riding on a bike commercial. So you could charge people to come and see you use your skills. And you don't have, you can get insurance to cover your legs when they get broken. And you will have a safer environment to do what you do. And also at the same time, you young people. Because you know, my generation have let you down. You young people, it's your time. This is your moment in time. If you only seize the time, you could transform this country. We inviting young people, old too, you know, because a lot of old people sick and tired too, Brother Ali. We inviting you to come and join with us. Link up with us. Because if you want to stop this nonsense, if you want to have a voice, you got to be heard. And it doesn't count when you're passing me on the car and say all power to you. It counts when you stand by the side of me, along with Brother Ali and the other members of our Congress, and you look the government in the face and you point your finger at them and you say, get it right or you will be washed away and brushed on the side of history. Brother Ali?
Well, you see, Brother Hannah, what I'm trying to say, you know, again, so as not to, people should not be afraid. What I'm saying is, if you are a part of a progressive organization who sees and feels or that things aren't going the way it ought to be going, then at least let us meet someplace somehow so we can unite and have one voice. We cannot expect to have getting ready for another election and we're going to have rallies, riding on trucks, t-shirts, drinking, and we get someone to entertain us. You know what I mean? After drinking, and the politician or the person who's running for politics tells you what they will do, and you go back home not being able to ask not even one question. So what we have to do is change.
You talk about that town hall meeting now.
Change. Yeah, because you see how
they upset some of the people. They was upset.
Yeah, see how effective that was. Can you imagine if there was a person running for politics coming to your community or my community, and when they get there, not that I'm trying to knock the entertainers out of their money, but if when they got there, that person who's trying to run for politics, MP so to speak, was given 15 minutes to address, then you're going to answer the questions. This is what we're expecting for you to do when you get there.
So rather than you saying what you intend to do, is
right now, exactly.
That's right.
You're gonna listen to what we're telling you.
That's right.
That means while you're in the house, give and take on whatever side you're on. We don't want you to sit there silent